Good evening and welcome to the 42nd Annual Indiana County Sports Hall of Fame Induction Banquet. My name is Doug Steve and I am the President of the Hall of Fame Board of Directors. We have three businesses that have stepped up to be sponsors of tonight's banquet: Colonial Auto Group, Force Turf Solutions, and Bowman Land Surveying. I'd like to thank CJ Spatafor, Brian Force, and Scott Bowman for their continued support of the Indiana County Sports Hall of Fame. At this time, I'd like to recognize the Hall of Fame Board of Directors. Vice President Pat Snyder, Vice President for Media Relations Tony Cocogna, Secretary Anthony Satil, Treasurer Vince Curran, and other directors John Bomboy, Scott Bowman, Matt Berglund, John Buzovicki, George Karoff, Vince Seltniks, Ralph Craig, Abdatori, Chuck Glasser, Brian Ingalls, Bernie Kish, Jim Clapp, Darla Matthey, Kathy Newquist, CJ Spatafora, and Cullen Stokes. A special thank you goes out to Tony Cocogna and Darla Matthey, who have put in many hours to make this banquet so special. I would like to thank board member Matt Berglund for the great articles written on the inductees over the past week. Job well done. The Indiana County Sports Hall of Fame and the Indiana County Historical Society has teamed up to display the pictures of the current and past Hall of Fame inductees. We are happy to be working with the Historical Society as we feel it is a fitting place to display the pictures. 5 past Hall of Fame inductees passed away over the previous year: Billy Hunter, class of '84, Bill Benson, Ray Goss, class of '89, John Marafka, class of 2011, and John Caruso, class of 2013. At this time, I'd like to have a moment of silence for Billy Hunter, Bill Benz, Ray Goss, John Marafka, and John Caruso. Thank you. This evening, we have a terrific slate of inductees, honorees, and 16 scholar athletes from the 8 area high schools. Each scholar athlete is given $400 towards college expenses. We would like to thank the following scholarship donors for their financial support, which can be found on page 30 of your program: Barbara Satil and Johnson, PC Attorneys at Law; double scholarship for Blairsville Eagles; double scholarship for Clymer Slovak Club; Crimson Wealth Management Group; Dave and Kim Hoff; Delaney Automotive Group with a double scholarship; Dixonville Moose with a double scholarship; First Commonwealth Bank; Grayston Coral Sportsman's Club double scholarship; Homer City American Legion; Indiana Moose double scholarship; Indiana Optimist Club double scholarship; Kitts Brokerage, Ralph and Pat Craig; REA with a double scholarship; Red Barn Sportsman's Club; Rosebud Mining, Shoemaker Funeral Home, Suzanne and Tony Cocogna, Weiss Lopresti Capital Management, and our half scholarship sponsors, Good and Associates, Mark Arbuckle Nissan, Marion Center Supply, and Vidvud Seltniks family. Again, thank you for those businesses for their generous support. Membership for the Indiana County Sports Hall of Fame is $10 per year, or a lifetime membership of $100. At all the tables, you'll see the yellow applications to become a member of the Hall of Fame. You don't have to attend any meetings. You can mail them in, or if you want, you can leave it with Vince Curran in the back table, registration table, as you leave this evening. Or if you forget, the yellow form and application is found on page 8 in your program. Finally, thank you to Sarah Rupert and her staff here at the Indiana Country Club for hosting tonight's banquet. Enjoy your dinner. started with our honorees. Honorees, when I call your name out, as we start talking about your accomplishments, please come forward to receive your plaque, and that way you can be on Renda Digital Media, which I'd like to welcome Renda Digital Media. It's going to be on the YouTube channel for Renda Media Digital. So you can go back and watch all the mistakes that I'm making here this evening. Thank you, Alex. Alex is the cameraman back here. Thank you, Alex.
Thank you.
Our first honoree, Jamie Brannon. The Indiana High cross-country coach guided the girls' team to a section title, a third-place finish in the WPIAL championships, and a berth in the state meet for the first time in 44 years. Jamie Brannon. Caden Brandon. The Indiana Junior laid the foundations for his outstanding spring season during the winter by winning the 800-meter run indoors in the season-ending Tri-State Track and Field Coaches Championship at Edinburgh. He posted a time of 1 minute 58.41 seconds, springboarding him into the spring season, in which he set the school record at 1 minute 54.01 seconds, and helped the 4x400 relay team set the school record in 3 minutes 23.75 seconds. Caden Brandon. Chris Peters. The Marion Center cross-country coach led the boys team to the District 6 Class A championship. The Stingers claimed 3 of the top 7 spots in the championship race and held off United 53-62. Chris Peters. Jake Pinus. The River Valley senior had the best round of his scholastic career, shooting a 200 par 70 to win the District 6 Class 2A golf championship at Sinking Valley Country Club in Altoona. He claimed the school's first district championship in golf and earned a 3rd straight trip to the state tournament. Jake Pinus. Joyce Levinsky, Marion Center, Justin Wojtek, Penns Manor, Dylan Depp, Penns Manor, Logan Lichtenfeld, United Valley, and Ethan Lucko, United Valley. The quintet from the Heritage Conference schools earned all-state recognition in football. Slavinsky, a sophomore, helped lead Marion Center to a share of the Heritage Conference title and a victory in the District 6 playoffs. Depp, a senior, recorded 181 tackles, and Lucko played on the small schools team in the PSFCA East-West game today at Cumberland Valley High School. Joyce Levinsky, Justin Wojtek, Dylan Depp, Logan Lichtenfeld, and Ethan Lucko. Joshua Reed. The Indiana Junior overcame a serious health issue to claim a pair of WPIAL championships and a state championship in swimming. He won the 50 freestyle in 20.90 seconds and the 100 freestyle in 46.83 seconds to claim the WPIAL titles. He went on to capture the state title in the 100 freestyle in 46.06 seconds and finished second in the 50 freestyle in 20.80 seconds. Joshua Reed. Aaron Webb could not be here this evening, but the Indiana Junior was the consensus player of the year in Western Pennsylvania basketball. A 6'8" forward, he averaged 24.1 points per game and has attracted the attention of various Division I programs. Aaron Webb. Matt Rodkey. The United coach led the Lions on an unprecedented march for a county basketball team championship during an impressive 30-1 season. United won the District 6 2A championship for the second time in 4 years and won 3 straight playoff games to reach the semifinals at 30-0 before a loss to Old Forge, ending the run. United top Bishop Ford 61-53 for the district title. Matt Rodkey. Scott Power, Braden Dunn, and Braden Renda. Coach Bauer and the two All-State selections led Homer Center to the District 6 Class Single A Baseball Championship and a berth in the state tournament last spring. The Wildcats won the title in dramatic fashion, rallying for 4 runs in their last at-bats in a 6-5 win over Juniata Valley. Rado batted .506 and Dunn batted .479. Scott Bauer, Braden Dunn, and Braden Renda. The next 3 cannot be here this evening. Dan Petroff, Greg Minnick, and Ryan Okafor. Coach Petroff and his 2 ace pitchers led Indiana to the WPIAL and PIAA Class 4A championships last spring, both for the first time in school history during a dramatic postseason run. Indiana won 3 games in extra innings. 1 was spread over 2 days. The Indians topped Elizabeth Forward 4-2 in 11 innings for the WPIAL title and won 3 of their 5 state playoff games by 1 run. They opened with a 1-0 win over Belfont in 12 innings, edged East Pennsboro 6-5 in a two-day contest, and in the state semifinals held off on Toursville 5-4 in the state championship game with Penn State. Both pitchers have gone on to Division I programs, Minnick at Penn State and Okafor with Mercyhurst. Dan Petroff, Greg Minnick, and Ryan Okafor. Next up, Devlin Cordish and Christian Moyer. The Purchase Line baseball duo became the first all-state selections in school history and helped to lead the Red Dragons to the postseason for the first time in school history. Purchase Line rebounded from an 0-8 start to go 8-4 and reached the District 6 playoffs. Cordish, who has since graduated, batted .510, and Moyer, now a junior, batted .500. Devlin Cordish and Christian Moyer. Camden Rising. Cam, a standout senior third baseman and pitcher at Marion Center. Rising earned a berth on the All-State team as a junior after batting .542 with 14 extra base hits among his 32 total hits. As a senior quarterback on the football team, he passed for more than 2,300 yards and compiled nearly 3,000 total yards to help the Stingers claim a share of the Heritage Conference title and victory in the District 6 playoffs. Camden Rising. Jenny Brewer cannot be here this evening, but Indiana put on an encore performance under Coach Brewer, reaching the Junior League Softball World Series in Kirkland, Washington last summer, and advancing to the semifinals for the 2nd straight year. Indiana won district, section, state, and regional championships on the way to the World Series. Indiana went 5-2 in the World Series and topped Puerto Rico in the 3rd place game. Team members were Annika Brooks, Claire Brewer, Ella Worthington, Evie Grant, Leah Nelson, Maddie Twincheck, Paisley Wolf, Reese Mahaffey, Samantha Martin, Sophia Boyer, Sophia Thomas, and Tenley Anderson. Jenny Brewer. Bo Bartaball, the 16-year-old junior at United High School, recently won his 8th Grand National Turkey Calling title at the National Wild Turkey Federation Annual Convention in Nashville, Tennessee. Bo began competing at the age of 9, and he has won the title each year. Currently, Bo has won 9 Pennsylvania state titles, 8 Grand National titles, 1 U.S. Open title, 1 World Championship title. He's the current undefeated national championship. Bo Bartaball. Landon Cook. Marion Center High School graduate that has been a member of the United States Youth Fly Fishing Team since 2023, when he earned one of the 11 spots on the squad. Then he became one of the 6 anglers to represent the country in the World Championships and helped the team run its string of titles for 3. The U.S. won the 2024 title in the Czech Republic and claimed the 2025 title on home waters in Montana, Wyoming, and Idaho. Team USA maintained the lead every day of the championship, ending with a record-breaking 38-point lead over second-place Poland and a 43-point advantage over third-place South Africa. Landon Cook. Each year, the Hall of Fame has a special honoree, someone that has put in countless hours, volunteer hours, for the youth of this county. This year's special honoree is Bill McCutcheon. Bill admits there was one thing he never wanted his players to know. I never played high school sports, he said. I quit high school when I was 16 and ran off to be a singer in a rock and roll band. That dream was short-lived in the days of Bill's youth, but he found his calling. A mail carrier in Indiana for 28 years, Bill was the guy you saw every day at your doorstep. But even that wasn't his true calling in life. Coaching basketball was. Bill coached basketball on a volunteer basis for 25 years. He started in 2000 when his daughter's 4th grade team needed a coach. 2 years later, he started coaching local girls in the area's AAU ranks and formed teams for players from the elementary to high school level. He estimates he coached 100 games a year for 20 years, plus practices, clinics, and private lessons. He even coached 2 teams for most of his career because if 18 kids showed up for tryouts, the only logical solution was to form 2 teams rather than one, and one to make cuts. I did it for the kids, and they deserve all the credit because without them, I wouldn't have been able to do this, Bill said. I look at it this way. It's what they did for me. Families sought out the good-natured and knowledgeable coach to teach their kids the game, and a couple of thousand players passed through the ranks. Some players even switched teams when they witnessed Bill's coaching style. I started off trying to be like the other coaches, and I tried to be tough with them, and they just laughed at me, he said. So I thought I'll try another approach. Let's treat them with a lot of respect and treat them well. My wife used to come to practices and ask how I did it because they're all sweaty and out of breath, and their faces are red, but they're laughing and having fun. That was the key. They worked hard, and I helped them get better, and they had fun while they were doing it. That's probably what kept them coming back. That kept the coach going, too. Don't ask him how many games he won because he never kept the book. His philosophy centered on personal as well as athletic development. I always try to get the point across, and we're a team, and we do everything together, he said. And the families were wonderful, and that's the kind of stuff that kept me going. I just like to be around the kids and trying to teach them how to do the right thing. Bill, 74, retired at the end of last summer season, but he's still living his dream as a singer in a rock and roll band. You might catch the backstage buffet at a festival fair or private event this summer. As for the closing act, Bill said, make sure to give the credit to the kids, not me. Bill McCutcheon. Okay, now we're going to do our scholar athletes. This is where a male and female from each of the 8 county schools have been selected by their schools to receive the $400 award from the Indiana County Sports Hall of Fame. When I call your name, please come forward, and when you get your backpack, the check is in the backpack. And we ask you to cash it within the next couple months. Please, within the next month. So we've let some go almost a year, so the check is in the backpack. Please cash it. First up will be Apollo Ridge. Sarah Neal. And the other thing about all these are the students wrote their own bios for this. So it's the students' awards. Throughout her career at Apollo Ridge High School, Sarah Neal distinguished herself as a dedicated student athlete and leader. A 3-sport varsity captain in soccer, volleyball, and softball, she
She demonstrated commitment and teamwork. She also participated in basketball and track early in her career. She served as senior class secretary, yearbook treasurer, and contributed to student council, prom committee, FCA, and student athlete advisory committee. Active in service, she excelled academically as a National Honor Society member. Sarah will attend Duquesne University. Sarah Neal. Also from Apollo Ridge, Zane Beatty. Zane Beatty is a senior at Apollo Ridge High School who has earned high honor roll all 4 years and is a member of the National Honor Society. He is captain of the basketball and track and field teams, a 2-time basketball MVP, and has earned several gold medals in triple jump and high jump. Zane is also involved in student council, Leo Club, Quiz Bowl, Math League, Envirothon, EnviroQuest, prom committee, and senior class committee. Zane will attend Seton Hill University in the fall. Zane Beatty. Next up, Homer Center, Morgan Nagy. Morgan Nagy has exemplified leadership, academic excellence, and athletic success throughout her high school career. She has served as National Honor Society President, Students Against Destructive Decisions Vice President, and Senior Class Treasurer. A dedicated athlete, she was a 4-year varsity swim team captain, 3-time District 6 champion, and 5-time PIAA state qualifier. Morgan is also a Magna Scholar and a 4-year high honor roll student, demonstrating her strong commitment to achievement. Morgan will attend Frostburg State University in the fall. Morgan Nagy. Braden Rado. Throughout high school, Braden was named the 2-time All-Gazette and All-Conference baseball player, helping lead his team to conference and district championships. He was also named team captain, Indiana Gazette Athlete of the Week, and team MVP, while reaching 100 career hits and 100 career runs scored. He earned second-team All-State honors, was selected as a high school hockey all-star, and qualified for district and state competition in golf. Braden will attend IUP in the fall. Braden Rado. Next up, Indiana, Sydney Anderson. Over the course of high school, Sydney has been on the IHS varsity swim and dive team and IHS varsity girls soccer team, both of which she held a captain position. In swimming, she received all-state recognition all 4 years, as well as placed 8th in her 100 freestyle at the PIAA state championship her sophomore through senior year. Sydney is also part of a variety of clubs at the high school, including Ambassadors, where she is president, Bible Club, where she is a leader, Leadership, Fellowship of Christian Athletes, Green Bandana, Senior Class Representative, Math Team, Cancer Kids First, and Community Care Club. Academically, she has demonstrated excellence through being accepted into the National Honor Society and Science National Honor Society. Sydney will attend IUP in the fall and will continue her swimming. Sydney Anderson. Charlie Manzi. Charlie is a WPIAL and state champion member of the 2025 Indiana baseball team. He hit a walk-off home run to bring home the first WPIAL baseball championship in school history. He also played a key role on the 2024 team that finished as runner-ups in both the WPIAL and state playoffs. Charlie earned all section honors as part of the Indiana soccer team and helped them win their section title for the first time in 12 years. Charlie will attend Seton Hill University and continue his baseball career. Charlie Manzi. Next up, Marion Center, Natalie Black. Natalie Black is a senior from Marion Center High School. She participated in basketball, softball, and volleyball as a 4-year letterman for all sports, while advancing to the state championship for basketball her sophomore year and winning 2 Heritage Conference titles in basketball and softball. She also maintained a 4.45 GPA throughout her high school career. She was also recognized on the All-Gazette volleyball team. Natalie will attend St. Francis University in the fall. Natalie Black. Seth Boring. Seth has been an important part of the cross-country team. Over his career, he has been Heritage Conference individual champion, 2-time district medalist, 4th and 3rd place, and 3-time state qualifier. He led his team to winning the Heritage and District 6 championships in the 2025 season. In swimming, he is a 4-time district meet qualifier, and in track, he has been on two 4x800 relay teams that have placed second in the conference. Seth will be attending UPJ in the fall. Seth Boring. Next up, Macy Page. Macy Page has been a part of Pennsylvania school sports for 6 years. She played on the volleyball team for 6 years and softball for 4 years. Macy is a very versatile player in both sports. In volleyball, she has played the position of libero for 4 years in grades 7 through 10. Once she moved to varsity, she played the position of outside hitter. Macy played softball for the 4 years she could at Penns Manor. While playing for Penns Manor, she played the positions as pitcher, second base, and shortstop. Her coaches know she can adjust to almost any position they need her to play. Macy has always been one of the top 3 batters in the lineup as well. While being a solid athlete for both sports, Macy has always been able to balance her academics as well. She has maintained a 3.9 GPA and ranked 5th in her class. She is enrolled at WVU in the forensics program come fall. Macy Page. Dylan Depp. Dylan Depp is a 4-year letter winner and team captain in football at Penns Manor High School. He earned first team All-State honors in 2024-25 and second team All-State in 25-26 and was named Indiana Gazette Defensive Player of the Year. Dylan recorded a school record 522 tackles and 203 single-season tackles. He is a Max Preps Player of the Week and PA Football All-Academic Selection. He participates in National Honor Society, FBLA, SAD, and basketball. Dylan will attend IUP in the fall. Dylan Depp. Purchase line, Bella Cessna. Bella Cessna is the captain of the Purchase Line volleyball, basketball, and softball teams. She was selected to the Volleyball District 6, Indiana Gazette, and Heritage Conference All-Star teams. Bella has earned 15 varsity letters, helping to lead her volleyball team to their first KCAC appearance and first ever state playoff appearance in softball. Bella will graduate first in her class with a GPA of 4.33. Bella is the student council and National Honor Society president and treasurer of her class and community service club. She was selected MVP for the Heritage Conference Math Competition, Indiana Gazette Teen of the Week, and an Excellence in Education Student of the Month. Bella is a 3-time state qualifier in FBLA, a member of Quiz Bowl, Envirothon, SAD, Varsity Club, Homecoming Court, and the cheerleading squad. Bella will attend UPJ next year to major in actuary science. Bella Cessna. Jacob Kaufman. Right at high school, he pushed himself to grow as a student, leader, and team leader. He competed in cross-country, track, and basketball while serving as captain in all 3. He held the position of commanding officer in marching band as well. He performed lead roles in fall plays and musicals and represented his schools at conferences, advancing the states in several activities, all while being listed in a high honor roll. He was also named Rosebud Mining Teen of the Week in his school's October Student of the Month, reflecting his dedication and impact. Jacob will attend IUP in the fall. Jacob Kaufman. River Valley, Alicia Lamantia. Congratulations to Alicia Lamantia, a senior at River Valley High School. A multi-sport scholar athlete, she excelled in basketball as a team captain, Indiana Gazette second team her junior year, state runner-up. She achieved conference and district championships in golf, as well as winning the Heritage Conference Golf Championship her senior year. Alicia also excelled in triple jump, long jump, and pole vault on her high school track team. She is a National Honor Society member, senior class officer, student council secretary, and a dedicated community volunteer. Alicia will attend Chatham University in the fall. Alicia Lamantia. Destin Riley. Destin Riley is a senior at River Valley. He has participated in basketball for 8 years, cross country for 3 years, and track and field for 5 years. He is a 4-time district qualifier in track and field and an all-conference selection in cross country. Desmond is the senior class president and a member of the National Honor Society. His achievements include Rotary and Kiwanis Student of the Month awards and Indiana County Academic Excellence Honors. Desmond will attend the University of Pittsburgh in the fall. Desmond Hop with Rod. Glass School United, Lily McGinnis. Lily McGinnis is the daughter of Josh and Amanda McGinnis of Seward. Lily is a 3-sport athlete at United High School, participating in 4 years of basketball, volleyball, and track. Throughout her high school sports career, Lily has been selected for the Heritage All-Conference teams in all 3 sports. She was named MVP at the Indiana All-Star Basketball Game. Lily was named Indiana County Player of the Week for volleyball and selected for the Indiana Gazette first team for basketball. Lily's other accomplishments include being the 2025 Heritage Conference champion and finalist at districts in the 300-meter hurdles. Lily has an overall 99.64 GPA. Lily plans to attend Pennsylvania Highlands to become an occupational therapist and continue her basketball career. Lily McGinnis. Last up, Dimitri Worthington could not be here this evening. Make sure Matt Rodkey's going to, Matt, I'm reminding you now, don't forget the backpack. And the check is in the backpacks, don't take it. Dimitri is the son of Michael and Christina Worthington of Homer City. He is a 3-sport athlete at United High School, participating in basketball, baseball, and football. In 2023, Dimitri was part of the 2 Heritage Conference championship teams and won a District 6 title for basketball. He was a member of the All-Heritage Conference and Gazette teams in 2025 and 2026 for football and basketball. This past season, Dimitri led his basketball team to a Heritage Conference title, a District 6 title, and to the PIAA state semifinals. He has a 99.1 GPA and plans to attend UPJ to pursue a degree in engineering. Dimitri Worthington. Let's hear it once again for all the scholar athletes. Okay, now the time these individuals have been waiting for to my left and right, the inductees. Our first inductee, Lloyd Clemens. The 1994 Indiana High School graduate rushed for 1,218 yards in 2 seasons at Michigan State, where he played for the head coach Nick Saban. He started his college career at Rhode Island before moving on to Michigan State. He was signed as an undrafted free agent by the Pittsburgh Steelers and nearly made the team in 2000. And he spent 1 season on the injured reserve with the New York Giants. Lloyd was the first player from Indiana High School to rush for more than 1,000 yards in a season. We welcome his induction into the Indiana County Sports Hall of Fame, Lloyd Clemens.
Congratulations to the young people today. It's truly an honor. Yeah, your life ahead of you. They're good. So I was just saying, congratulations to the young people over here to my left. Your recognition and good luck to wherever life takes you. Well deserved everything you've accomplished to this point, and looking forward to hearing more of your successes in the future. And I'd like to thank the Indiana County Hall of Fame Board and committee for giving me this opportunity to do something I haven't had a chance to do, and that's to come back home and say thank you. This is really an honor to me. And if I were to sum up my entire life, my athletic career, my professional career, it would just be one word, and that would be sacrifice. But not my sacrifice, it was the sacrifice of my parents. I was born to two parents that were over 40 years old. They retired before they were 50 to move here to Pennsylvania to give me a better life. I'd also like to thank my siblings, my brothers and my sister, because they were teenagers when I was born, and I'm sure there were a million things for teenagers to do at that time and take care of a baby brother while two parents were out working. So thank you. To my community, my aunts, my uncles, my cousins, my nieces and nephews, family friends. You fed me, you supported me, you bandaged my cuts, my bumps, my bruises. You celebrated my successes and you showed me grace through my adversity. You made this a home for me. And I thank you for that. And to all of my teachers, my coaches, my teammates, my classmates throughout my time here in Pennsylvania. When I moved here from Detroit in third grade, my first day of school, I remember it just like it was yesterday. I was put into speech class. And as you can imagine, for an 8-year-old kid coming into a new environment, the transition was right. And I did anything or did whatever an 8-year-old kid would do. I retreated. I withdrew. I sat in the back of the class. I did everything I could to not speak. But as each and every year progressed, as I gained new teachers and new coaches and new teammates and new classmates, my confidence grew. And you continued to push me to the front and made me comfortable with leading up. So I thank you for that. And to my kids, Darnay, Hensley, and Cannon, you know, the transition from being an athlete into going into the real world, the challenge is real, and it's a bright. But being a dad was and continues to be the best title that I've ever had, and it's made that transition so much more powerful for me. So thank you. So over my playing career, I've had the opportunity to speak with many media members, as you can imagine. And throughout those conversations, a few things have come to light and bubbled themselves to the surface. And the conversations will go something like, well, Lloyd, it took so long for you to get to play at Michigan State. What made you stay with it? And, you know, I thought about that question for a while. And I think coming up here in school in Pennsylvania, I didn't start to play running back until I was in 11th grade. When I got to Michigan State, I was playing with kids that were playing for the varsity in 8th grade. So I saw the end of the tunnel, and I just knew that my time would come. So I had to be patient. Or another question would come around adversity. And I remember being asked a couple of times, well, Lloyd, you played Notre Dame a couple of times, but, you know, you fumbled twice against Notre Dame. And on national TV, for that matter. And yes, I did. But I still remember to this day, 11th grade football, game against Tri-Valley, a game we should have won, and a game we ended up losing. And I failed to convert on a two-point conversion with a couple minutes left in the game. To me, that was my biggest athletic failure. So experiencing that in 11th grade made me realize that I could handle any kind of adversity in the field. And then lastly, I'm always asked about what it was like playing for Nick Saban. Probably arguably one of the best, or the best, college football coach of all time. Tough coach, demanded a lot. But I also remember in 10th grade, I played for a coach, Dan Cardone, who I know it wasn't the case, but it felt like he yelled at me every single day. Every day. And that built a toughness in me. And I was built to play for a coach like Coach Saban. And I appreciated that. So, coming up here and playing in Indiana prepared me for my path ahead. And I'm very appreciative of that. And lastly, I just want to send everybody off with one story and one life lesson that I've gained from my career as an athlete. And it didn't come from the football field, but it came from track. And long jump was my event. And if anyone knows anything about long jump, one of the first things you have to do is mark your mark. Right? You have to mark the place where you start to run down the path to the sand, to the pit, to the sand pit. And typically you start from the end with the end in mind. So you start from where you jump, and you run as fast as you can, whether it's 12 steps or 15 steps. And someone will mark your 15th or 12th step. And then that's where you take off every time. And my senior year, I was one of the top jumpers in the state. And I ended up qualifying for states. And at the state track meet, you get 6 jumps. And my first 3 jumps, I did well, qualified for the finals. My 5th jump, personal best. School record as well. So I'm lining up for my last jump in my career. And at that point in time, I don't recall exactly, but I was in the top 3 of the event. And I'm hearing someone scream my name from the sideline, and I look to the left. And it was Coach Snyder. Coach Pat Snyder, screaming Lloyd. And I look over, and he tells me, move my mark back 6 inches. And I'm just thinking to myself, what are you talking about? I'm progressing, I'm doing well. My last jump, I'm hitting my mark. He told me to move my mark back. So I moved it back. So I proceed to go down the path. I run as fast as I can, and I hit the board. And what I felt like I floated forever in the sky. And when I landed, I remember seeing the kid to the side, and his eyes were just wide open. So I'm thinking to myself, best jump up. And I look to my left behind me, and I look at the official. He's raising the red flag. I scratched, disqualified. It didn't count. When I asked him by how much, he gave me about 4 inches, right? So I'm thinking to myself on the way home, like, how could this happen? What went wrong? And then it hit me. I realized that I had not been given my best throughout the year. Because if I would have moved my mark back a foot, I would have made that jump. So one of the true tragedies in life is not failure. It's thinking to yourself, or it's actually thinking, it's giving a B+ effort and thinking to yourself that you're giving it an A+. So I want to say this to everyone here, whether it's in sports, in your career, or in life, whatever you do it at your best. Move your mark back a foot and go as hard as you can. Thank you. Thank you again.
Would family and friends of Lloyd Clemens please stand to be recognized? Family and friends of Lloyd Clemens, please stand. Next up, Danny Ferens, the 2012 Penn Manor High School graduate, was a record-setting quarterback, a 2-time All-State selection, a 3-time All-Gazette Player of the Year, and a catalyst behind 40 wins in the school's only District 6 championship in football. He still holds the area record for career rushing yards with 5,594 yards, and total offense was 7,828 yards. He went on to Penn, where he was a 4-year letterman and a member of 2 Ivy League championship teams. Danny Ferens, we welcome you.
I want to echo Lloyd's sentiment of thanking the committee and Doug for setting everything up and keeping things very smooth tonight. He did a great job, so round of applause for him. Football is the ultimate team sport. My 4 years at Penn Manor playing football was the best memories of my life. I have some of the best friendships. Getting inducted feels like it validates the team that we had. It's kind of funny talking to Coach Small. I remember my mom would drop me off at Penn Manor games when I was 5th, 6th, 7th grade, and she'd be playing purchase line. She'd be like, "I'll come back and pick you up at halftime because the game will probably already be over." So, there were some times at Penn Manor when I was younger, we were 500 at best team. So being able to turn things around when we were playing together, it feels like this moment kind of validates that. It feels like this is more of a team type of award. I live in Woodstock, Georgia now. It's about 45 minutes outside of Atlanta. My beautiful wife, Carly. I have a 2-year-old daughter, Oakland, a 9-month-old son, Daxton, 5-year-old dog, who's like a kid son to me. I was telling a lot of people here that there's not that sense of community where we live. I live in a neighborhood. It's kind of funny. I was telling Lloyd, my neighbors went to Michigan State, and I don't even know their last names. So, it's just, you go around places in Clymer. I was telling my wife, you knew everybody by the car. You go everywhere, you knew the owner, you knew the owner's kids, you talk to people about their family. The sense of community that you have around here is so unique, and it's something I was telling my wife that we just don't have. I mean, in my community, there's kids that go to 4 different high schools because we're like right on the bridge of 3 different connecting areas, and it's just, growing up in this county and playing against and with the same kids from 2nd, 3rd grade all the way through high school, it's an experience that I really hope my kids can get, and I think it really just formed relationships that you can't, you can't get them any other way. So I'm very thankful for the community. So having a 2-year-old and a 9-month-old is obviously, I've realized a lot of how much sacrifice and effort and work goes into being a parent. So I want to take extra time to thank both my parents who are here tonight. So my dad, Dan Ferens, he's from Colonial, so he's not from this county. A lot of people who know my dad know that he was a NFL executive for 40 years. He worked for the Steelers for 35 years, which gave me an amazing childhood. But what a lot of people don't know about my dad is that he was the son of a predominant attorney who started his own company and passed away when my dad was only 15. So my dad he learned at a young age that people aren't going to feel sorry for you in life. You got to step up and you got to get to work, and that hard work trumps everything. Dad, thank you so much for everything. Obviously, being an inspiration, pushing me to meet my potential. There's so many times in the summer I wanted to play video games or go out with my friends, and my dad would be like, "You think the kids at Blairsville are playing video games? Or you think they're working out?" And I'm like, "Okay." And he's like, "You might be good for Indiana County, but there's a lot of counties out there. There's a lot of great players, and I'm telling you right now, those kids aren't sitting down on the summertime." So, Dad, thanks so much for pushing me to my potential, and just teaching me hard work, and something I carry to today in my current job. So, my mom, a lot of people don't know, my mom is actually, her maiden name's Tate. So Louis Tate is my mom's brother. She's a former Penn Manor graduate. I think what class of 06, Mom? My mom's from the community, and another thing is my mom's mom was a Polina. So if you go kind of back in the history books of Penn Manor football, and all the 1,000-yard rushers before 1990, they all have the last name Polina. So my mom's side of the family goes deep into the Clymer, Indiana County history books. So my uncle Mike Polina is a Hall of Fame football player for here. So it's great to get honored for my mom's side of the family. Mom, obviously, even just getting my daughter ready for 2-year-old soccer, just bringing her home muddy, I already have memories of just coming home, muddy pads, cleats everywhere, and just all the support all the way through my life. Thank you so much, Mom. I mean, my mom always taught me, she always told me when I would leave for school, be nice to everybody, because you never know what people have going on at home. So even if people, if people making fun of someone or something like that, try to tell yourself, you never know what people are going on at home. Be nice to everybody and be humble, because the power of God is real and you can take it all away. So stay humble. And so, Mom, thanks so much for all the support, everything growing up, and teaching me to be humble, and yeah, just being such a support in my rock growing up. So I love you, Mom. So, you know, my grandpa starting the restaurant and my grandfather starting a law firm, ironically, they were both born on the same day, both entrepreneurs, and both just cut their teeth on hard work. So that's just something that, you know, everything in my life has just come from just trying to outwork the people around me, and that's something I've learned from. Even though my parents aren't together, they both learned hard work and instilled that in me. And that's a big reason of why I'm standing here today. Obviously, like, I'd be remiss not to thank my coaches and my teammates from Penn's Manor. Coach Mitchell's here, which is great. All my other track coaches are here. Even though track was not my best sport, but it's great seeing everybody. I mean, the support of the community, everyone supported each other no matter what your main sport was, and it was great. So the last thing I want to say is I wasn't the best. It's funny, I have a couple teachers here today. I clearly wasn't the best student. I know I got into an Ivy League school, but I definitely was not that great of a student. But I think it's a story of sports. If there were younger kids here, my message would be to play all sports. You know, track helped me for so many things. Basketball helped me for so many things. I think playing a lot of sports, I feel like one of the things now is people just want to play one sport all year round and train for that. And I just think there's value in playing other sports, getting other mentors involved in your life, getting other friends, playing with other people that might not play in the sport. I think that's very important. But yeah, my story is sport being the ultimate teacher. You know, football taught me things and brought me relationships that, you know, lasting to this day. I would have never got into the school that I got into if it wasn't for football. And so I'm very thankful to this community for the doors that it opened for me and for the relationships it brought me. And that's why I'm so grateful to get inducted into this Hall of Fame. And yeah, so thank you, everybody. Thank you.
Family and friends of Danny Ferens, please stand to be recognized. Family and friends of Danny Ferens. Next up, Jim Irwin. The longtime Indiana high school coach took over a fledgling boys cross-country program in 1969, established the first girls program in 1980, and also coached track and field in a career that spanned 39 seasons. During his career, he mentored several district champions and numerous state qualifiers and medalists, a state champion, a state runner-up, and several athletes who went on to run at Division I schools. He also coached undefeated track teams in 1976 and 1981, and won Central Western League titles in 1973, 74, and 79. Indiana won the District 6 title in 1981, and he ushered his team into the WPI-AL in 1986. He was the WPI-AL Coach of the Year in 1999. We welcome his induction into the Indiana County Sports Hall of Fame, Jim Irwin.
I'm Beth Irwin, I'm his wife. Jim's very emotional. He's very excited to be here. But he does have a speech, and he's not going to be able to read it. I'm going to read it. Good evening, everyone, and thank you for your attendance at this banquet, and hope you're enjoying yourself. I'm very honored to have been nominated and elected to this Indiana County Sports Hall of Fame. I had a great deal of support and help in getting to this place. Thanks must go to many persons. First of all, to Patrick Snyder for nominating me for this honor. To the school board for providing the opportunity to have the teams for the boys and girls who were on and who participated. To the principals who were supportive of me in my role as coach, which often led to accommodating schedule changes and getting subs for away meets, etc. I was an elementary phys ed teacher and a coach, and those two often collide. To the athletes who came to practices, did their workouts, participated in the meets, doing their very best, or so it seemed to me, and led our teams to many victories and many personal bests for themselves. To the families who came to the meets to support their children and provided many extras, such as treats for the athletes after the meets, both home and visiting teams, and participating in many wonderful covered dish dinners at the end of the cross-country season. And finally, to my own family, who were often left without my presence due to time away at meets, practices, and other responsibilities that were coaching related. I do have one regret, and that is that for many years our family life was spent accommodating my coaching duties, which often made for long hours away from home. And thus I was absent from many of my children's activities, both in sports and in other classroom events. Even though Brian and Stephanie were both in track, there were other things that I missed. Brian and Stephanie, I love you. I now have the time to support the activities of my 5 grandchildren. And hopefully in the near future, my health will improve to the place that I can once again attend their soccer matches, lacrosse games, football games, dance recitals, swim meets, and future rowing regattas, and other school and sporting events. Their ages range from 18 to 3, and they're all active, beautiful children. I became a coach quite by chance and doing what I could to enhance and encourage each and every athlete that I had selected. Over the 38 years, I worked with hundreds of students. I tried to teach them the correct techniques in their events and in their races, but in the end, it's up to the individual themselves to do what they can to succeed. I always felt it was my job to lead them towards their best each time, but didn't push them too hard, and hopefully led them to a love of running and their sport. I always felt that I was in this job for them and their personal victories, not for myself. I had the opportunity to work with some exceptional athletes and coaches, and together we were able to achieve some outstanding records in track and field and in cross country. The times together are the memories that my wife and I share from my years as coach, and though the years have been long, I still can smile and look back at the wonderful experiences that came from being coached. I hope that the athletes have fond memories of our times together also. In the years following coaching, I've been able to remain in touch with several of the athletes, one of which we came across the state to be here tonight. And this has been a real joy for us also. Coaching has been a wonderful part of my life, and I appreciate your recognition for my efforts to do the best I possibly could for the athletes I was honored to work with. Finally, thank you to Doug Steve and his committee for all of your work in planning and carrying out such a fine event, and for the Country Club for your assistance in making this event possible. And also to Matt Fergman for his very, very nice art. Good night, and God bless you.
Family, family and friends of Jim Irwin, please stand to be recognized. Next up, Kish. He'll be inducted posthumously. A rare four-sport athlete, a 13-time letterman at Laurel Lamar High School. He started 3 years in football at running back and linebacker and was a 2-time All-Gazette selection. He went on to IUP and led the varsity in rushing yards as a freshman before earning an appointment to the U.S. Naval Academy, where he played fullback and linebacker. In 1963, Navy, behind quarterback and Heisman Trophy winner Roger Staubach, ended the season ranked number 2 in the AP poll. A knee injury prevented Kish from playing as a senior. An injury also limited him to 1 season on the Academy baseball team. In high school, he was a 3-year starter in basketball, a standout catcher in baseball, who had a tryout with the Pirates and a runner on the track and field teams. We welcome posthumously his induction in the Indiana County Sports Hall of Fame, Kish, who will be represented here this evening by his daughter, Julie Culligan.
Thank you so much to everyone. This is really beautiful. This is an honor to be here with all you folks, and I agree with all of our inductees that have said so far. I thank you for being here. This is a different situation because my sister and I didn't grow up here, but here we are among all of you, and it's clear what he had, and it's clear what this community gave to our father, but gave to us as well. So, my sister and I thank you for all you've done as a community. We thank you for recognizing our father Andy in this way, and we would like to share that even though he was a four-sport athlete here in Indiana County and went on to play football at IUP and then on to the United States Naval Academy, he was a man who routinely shied away from the accolades and the recognition. But once my sister and I learned a bit more about the organization through Doug and through thanking Matt, yes, I second the thoughts on Matt's article, he really got to the essence of who my dad was and our story to get us here. So learning about that and learning about the mission of the Indiana County Sports Hall of Fame, we truly felt that it aligned with Dad's core values of the discipline, of the grit, of all those values that come together in those scholarships that the students are being honored with today, and it really mirrors his journey itself from Homer City to IUP and then ultimately to the United States Naval Academy and the leadership that followed from there. Sports at every level really create that community, that knit, that belonging, that discipline, that love that you have for your sport, for your teammates, for those who are giving all that they've given to get you to where you are at that moment, and to propel you beyond that, to help you lead and then help you to inspire others to do what possibly you've done. The lessons that were so deeply important to our dad were not only demonstrated through his accomplishments, but the way that he lived his everyday life. He passed those qualities along to my sister and to me, to all of our children, rubbed off on our husbands, to family, co-workers, friends, really anyone who he met. You can tell he was an Indiana County guy. It just came out of him. And he would be humbled by this recognition. He may not like it, but he would be humbled by it, and he would especially be honored to be here to be associated with this in a community or in an organization that continues to give back to the scholars, to the athletes, and to the community itself. So we couldn't be more honored to accept this award for him, and so pleased and so thankful that it's part of his enduring excellent legacy of excellence, leadership, humility, and character. So thanks for bringing us back.
Family and friends of Andy Kish, please stand to be recognized. Next up, Fred Mitchell, a longtime coach at Penns Manor High School. He guided the track program from 1993 through 2012 and the cross-country program from 2000 through 2010, and made the Comets regular participants and medalists on the District 6 and PIAA level. He coached 2 Heritage Conference team champions in track, 1 boys and 1 girls, and the girls captured the Indiana County meet title in 2012. In all, he led 27 athletes to the state meet and 14 to medals, including 3 state champions. His dual meet record in track was 146 and 73. We welcome his induction into the Indiana County Sports Hall of Fame, Fred Mitchell.
Good evening. When George Cariff called me to inform me that I was being inducted into the Indiana County Sports Hall of Fame, I asked George if it was for my JV letter in wrestling. This is beyond my imagination that I would ever be recognized in this manner. When I went to Penns Manor as a guidance counselor, I wanted to have another way to connect with the students because I had always been a classroom teacher. The track coaching position came open and I was hired, and even though I only had 2 years experience in coaching at Mohawk High School, we developed a program similar to my approach to teaching, with the athletes being rewarded for improvement, be the best athlete you can be, improve on your own level. We gave rewards for how each athlete improved and how the team improved. We tried to get everyone involved, not only on a performance level, but on a team level, through story time at the high jump, PM track American Idol, and the NT t-shirts, which meant negative time. I wouldn't be here without my fellow coaches. Dan, Kevin, Tom, George, Virgil, thank you. We truly were a band of brothers and sisters. We respected each other, knowledge of different events, and we had a lot of fun. I also want to thank the track and field mom and dads for their support, and yes, they made sure we had the best concession stand in the complex. I also want to thank Stan Yerk for nominating me and the Penns Manor administrators and the athletic directors for their support during my 19 years of coaching at Penns Manor. This is the honor of my lifetime, after the marriage to my wife Jane, who is the wind beneath my wings. I would also like to thank my daughters Gretchen and Lindsay and their families who are present this evening and have always supported me and listened to my stories. In closing, I would like to share a story from one of my 3,200 runners. She wrote me years after she graduated to thank me for being there, no matter if it was raining, snowing, or no matter how long it took her to finish. This letter confirmed that I connected with the athletes in the way that I intended to. Not only with those who excelled, but with those who came out and gave their best every day. Once again, thank you for this honor.
Family and friends of Fred Mitchell, please stand to be recognized. Our next inductee is Brian Piser. No high school player in the Indiana County has scored more points than the 2003 Salzburg High School graduate, who poured in 2,294 points from 2001 through 2003. As a senior, he scored 827 points, the fourth most in area history, and averaged 29.5 points per game while shooting 54% from the floor, a high number for a guard. He was named the All-Gazette Player of the Year after leading his team to the District 6 championship, its second in 3 years. He was also a rare freshman starter and helped the Trojans win a district title, its first of 3 in 4 years. We welcome his induction into the Indiana County Sports Hall of Fame, Brian Piser.
Good evening. I would like to begin by expressing my sincere gratitude to the Indian Country Club and the Sports Hall of Fame.
We can't hear you.
Thank you both for organizing such a wonderful evening. Congratulations to all the student athletes, fellow inductees, on this well-deserved honor and your outstanding accomplishments. I know I don't have much time tonight, so I'm going to jump right in to thank the people that are part of me being up here. Before I do so, I'd like Matt Roden to stand. Please give him a round of applause. Matt, thank you for the nomination for this Hall of Fame class. Words can't describe how grateful I am. Our phone call leading up to this took me back to a very special place, one I truly needed that day. Finally, thank you for all the hard work, dedication, and effort you put into covering our Salzburg trip to Beans 25 years ago. Jeff Boston. Coach, you might be the reason I'm up here more than anybody. I wanted to quit so many times. I did quit so many times. You were always there to bring me back. You were also my ride home when I walked out of practice and brought out my dad as a coach. Thank you. Donnie Stitt. Stitty, you taught me how to lead. You taught me how to win. But most importantly, you taught me how to play hard. We both know we're never the most talented, but nobody's going to outwork us. I hope this message doesn't fall on deaf ears. You're a scoring champion, an all-time leading scorer, a player of the year, and a district champion. Not only as a player, but as a coach. Brother, you deserve to be in the Hall of Fame. To the entire Columbus City community and fan base, I thank you for the name calling, the overrated chance, and the dinner from my mom's house. You all gave me that extra drive I so desperately needed. Pat, thank you for giving me that hate blues attitude. I hate blues. For the holiday dinners where you quiz me on 2-3 defense and the pick and rolls. For teaching me how to throw a knuckleball in the 3rd grade. More importantly, for the nightly phone calls, even when I'm 1,000 miles away. To my mom, you're my rock, you're my best friend. You've been my side to the thick and thin. While the athletic ability may not have come from you, you gave me something far better. You taught me how to rely on God, show kindness and generosity, and how to see the good in you. No one will ever replace you. I love you. To my dad, it wasn't until this moment right now I realized why you're so hard on me. You just wanted the best for me. You just wanted me to be great. Never understood why we couldn't wear black socks or headbands. Why we had to be 45 minutes early for practice. It makes sense to me now. You were preparing us for life outside basketball. For that, I'm grateful. My repayment back to you is tonight we're doing in the Hall of Fame. We don't go to Dirt Valley. We're doing a Salzburg Church. Thank you.
please stand to be recognized. Next up, Jeff Putt. The Indiana High School graduate was a two-time wrestling All-American at Shippensburg University. He placed fourth nationally as a senior in 2000 at 125 pounds, and seventh as a sophomore in 1998 at 118 pounds, and reached the national tournament as a junior. He recorded 105 career wins from 1997 through 2000, which remains fourth most in program history. And he held the program's fast pin record of 7 seconds at the time of his graduation. In high school, he placed sixth in the state at 119 pounds and won his match in the Dapper Dan Classic. He was also an assistant coach at Armstrong High School, Indiana High, and Kutztown University, and continues to coach youth teams in the area, as well as officiating PIAA matches. We welcome his induction into the Indiana County Sports Hall of Fame, Jeff Putt.
Hello, can you hear me? I'm not the tallest, so we gotta get this in the right place. First of all, I'd like to thank God for blessing me with this honor and guiding through my journeys, both athletically and personally. He showed me what talents I had and was blessed with athletic abilities. We've taught our children that God has blessed them with great abilities, and they shouldn't be wasted. Always work hard and continue to grow in talent and faith. One disclaimer, I have allergies, so if anything happens here, it's allergies. And second disclaimer, yes, Chrissy is a writer for a living, but I wrote my own speech. But she did help me cut it in half at least before we came here. And I sat here and cut a lot more just to not keep you here all night. So I'd also like to thank the Hall of Fame committee for their support, and I'm honored to be elected with such an esteemed group of people. I was in high school at the same time with Lloyd, and I don't know if Mr. Irwin remembers that long ago, but I had him for elementary gym in Eisenhower back, it would have been the 80s, I guess. So it was a while ago. Let's see, sorry. So I did make it difficult on Ralph when he tried to get a hold of me, though. He was calling while I was out driving, and I don't answer numbers I don't recognize. He called once, I didn't answer, and a few minutes later he came back again. I still didn't answer. I wasn't going to do it. So I did finally text it back and say, who the heck keeps calling this phone? I don't know this number, I'm not going to answer. He texted back and said, this is Ralph Craig, you better call me back. So he did, and he gave me the news. First thing I did was call Chrissy and let her know. Told her I needed to do something, at least to look like a former athlete. It didn't happen, as you can tell, but I still showed up. So I also want to thank Matt Berglund for the article. And because I appreciate the time and effort it took to make me sound good, and we'll keep that forever. So everybody else, I plan to thank a lot of people, mainly my family, and give a little spiel about a thing we did with sports with them. So I'd like to start with my mother, Jean. I'm sorry. I'm going to skip her, no? It's been long enough, you think I'd be okay. It was 2002. I'll try to do it. I cannot add more supportive person on my side. She was at every tournament, every match, every baseball game. Wouldn't miss one for the world. We still have some old VHS tapes from my early wrestling days. And all you can hear is her screaming. She died in 2002, 1 year into our marriage. So we did not have any children yet, but I'm sure they all knew. I got to quit looking at him. They all knew what a big family would have had. So I'll get into the kids soon. I got a little blurb on each of them, but she was seeing a lot of great action with them. There's so many stories I could tell about her support, but one always has stood out in my brain. I was playing catcher in Legion. Games at Young Township. Chris Pado was pitching. Probably the only person who remembers him with me is Brian. We were in the same grade. He was pitching, and he threw hard for that day, back in our day. And I was still probably 80 pounds, soaking wet, trying to play catcher. So it was very intimidating to catch those balls. Well, a few got by me. One in particular nailed the ump, and he had enough of me and announced to the coach and everyone there that he needs to put someone in that can actually catch me. So that didn't go over well with my mom, because you could hear from where she was sitting, she could hear that. So a few batters later, or innings later, there was a foul tip I caught, so foul tip, catch, then a strike 3. So I ended up with a strike, and all I could hear my mom say, "He caught that one, didn't he?" Next up is my dad, Bill. He was also everything he possibly could be. He didn't know a lot of wrestling, but paid enough attention to practices and watching others to be able to yell the basics at me while I was out there. He was my Little League coach for 3 years. Back then, you got drafted to a team in the majors. You stayed with it every year until you aged out. Nowadays, we draft every single year, so you don't get as much team community and things like that. You get switches all the time. Back then, we stayed with the team you were drafted with from 9 to 12. So we spent many nights at the field. We'd even drive back from our camping trips to Pioneer Park. We went there Labor Day, Memorial Day weekends. We had games. We would drive back. I listened to Kenny Rogers and the Bronco to Little League games. I didn't college him and my Uncle Dave. Made the 4-hour journey to watch me wrestle at Home Meet in Millersville. Ended up being one of the worst matches I wrestled in college that they came to. And they broke down on the way home and spent the night in their car on the highway, so they never came again. I was appreciative of everything my dad did, and actually, my college coach allowed him to sit in my corner for all my matches my senior year in nationals, and ended up fourth that year in the country, so it worked out pretty well. Thank you my in-laws, Joe and Lee, Yakubowski. They've always been supportive of my wrestling since Chrissy and I started dating back in 1994. They've been big advocates of me getting into the Hall of Fame and couldn't be more supportive of our children and all their activities. It wouldn't be a sporting event if we didn't have someone who does jerky with us. We get it every time. They're always the one to bring Chrissy to any of my matches, and it helped that her brothers were wrestlers too, so they knew the time and energy it took to be successful in the sport. My children. Owen is the old man of the crew. He graduated from IEP as a criminology major, so if anyone here is looking, I got a good man sitting at table 15, getting ready to graduate with criminology. He could run like a deer, always has since he was very little. Chrissy and I got to coach him soccer behind East Pike School, and I got to coach his Little League teams. He had a few-year stint in elementary wrestling, back in the novice days. He didn't stick with it, though, but it would have been really good with those long arms carrying everybody up. I couldn't keep him out, so we moved on. He's a runner, though, so he qualified for states in the 400 meter and the 4x4 relay in high school. And up until very recently, that 4x4 team he was on held the school record. Received a scholarship to IUP and the Bucknell Invitational with a lot of E1 programs. The 4x4 team won the relay, and we're only half a second off being the IUP record. Owen placed at the PSAC championships. I made good runs ahead of him, and unfortunately I got sidelined with knee pain and knee surgery. Finished off the track career, but he has recovered well. Actually competed in the Pittsburgh Marathon this year and dominates the Booster Ball League in summer baseball. Second son Carter just completed his freshman year at Seton Hill University, majoring in elementary special education. He's on scholarship for the wrestling team. Redshirted this season, but did compete in some open tournaments. Got his first college tournament title in February. He ended his high school career with the second most victories in school history with 125. So, quite a few victories. Only 40 more than I have. Being inducted for wrestling, he only beat me by 40 victories. So, though I still think I can take it. He was the center fielder. The team's been mentioned numerous times tonight. He was the center fielder for the state championship baseball team last year. Took 10th and 11th grade off to run track, but came back. They let him back on. Coaches took him back, boys let him back in, and they were very successful. He was part of that big run last year. I was able to coach Carter over the years in wrestling, in baseball. He placed multiple times PGW States and wrestled on Team PA. When he was 16, we had a nice trip to Boston. The Red Sox have always been his favorite. We got on a trip for Christmas one year, and he and I spent the day in Boston and toured the area, toured Fenway. And we're actually behind the stadium when the Pirates pulled up. They were playing the Pirates as well. And we got to watch them walk off the bus and pre-game and everything, so that was pretty cool. I cut a lot, I promise. We'll get in there. Davis. I'm sorry, I didn't finish Carter. He recently trained for and completed the Pittsburgh Marathon as well, so got some runners out there. Never catch me doing that. I ran to lose weight. That was it. It was not for fun. Davis is the fourth of the Putt men. Davis is a baseball guy, but he did wrestle through 9th grade. He unfortunately had knee surgery as well, but he's coming back. He's doing well, and he should be able to play baseball this summer again, but he missed this season due to that surgery. As like the other boys, I've been lucky enough to coach him in wrestling and in baseball. We spent a week in New York for the East Regional when he was 13. It's one of the highlights that we had over the years. He had 2 home runs while we were there against New Hampshire, and they were 1 win away from being in the World Series, and we would have got to go to California for that one. But we joke around a lot too, because he did throw against 1 batter that time, so he had the best ERA on the team. He threw 1 pitch, got the guy grounded out, and finished the inning. So he's the best ERA on that championship team. I played a lot of travel ball too, and I remember his first ever home run at All-American Park. So I made sure I went into the high grass down that hill. We were finding that ball. It was the first one we hit, so we were getting it. Anna Maria, my one girl I have. 3 older brothers. They just turned 14. She's been taught from very early on how to compete and what it takes to be successful. She wanted to play with the boys. She had to be tough and get right in there with them and win. She's already been successful in the athletic world. What are you crying about? Athletic world, she placed twice. In her wrestling career, she played, the first 2 years she wrestled when she was little, 6 and 7 for the ages, but she did place 2nd and 3rd in the state, so very proud of her for that. But now she is a basketball and softball girl. We used to live right beside Tom McConnell, who was the girls basketball coach at IUP for a while. And he saw her dribbling up and down the road in front of his house while she was rollerblading. So she was rollerblading and dribbled the ball. And he just thought that was great, so he got her out for basketball. Took her to his campus in the summertime, and then she was hooked ever since. So I also get the privilege of coaching her. Little League and travel ball, Bullpen Bulls, which is now Flood City. So watching her play and excel is something to look forward to every time she steps on the court or the field. But coaching her can be a challenge. She won't put her catcher gear on when I want her to, and complains. But I think she likes having me around, and I like the music, so we'll keep going. Christy, the glue that holds the family together, guarantee I would not be standing here in front of you for her sacrifices. She made for me and the family. Our first meeting was at a sporting event, of course. I think Lloyd was playing at that time. We were in 7th and 8th grade, and we were walking circles around the football, a lot of football games going on. You had to be there because you were 2 years older, so you had to be playing then. She was in 7th grade, I was in 8th, and it was cool back then to walk the loop and see people when you're going around. So we decided and we agreed that each time we passed each other, we would say hi. So that's where it started. And 25 years of marriage was all. She kept me around. She was a great athlete herself, mainly in soccer, and she was one of the top players on the high school team each season. I just saw a study, I don't know if it was on Facebook or somewhere, I saw a study that the children do get their athletic genes from their mother. So everyone tries to give me credit, but she was there. She went everywhere. I mean, even in college, I went to Shippensburg, just 2.5 hours away. She stayed here at IUP. She paid her own way to go watch me nationals. The 3 years, one was South Dakota, one was Colorado. My junior years, the year I did not place, was the year she decided she was staying home. I don't think that's a coincidence. All right, one sport I played and love more than anything else, even wrestling, is football. Anybody that knows me, this is, shouldn't be news probably. Football was a huge part of my life. Growing up, every summer, me and my buddies would play nonstop all day. As soon as we'd wake up and start playing, we'd play till dark. We had Matt Robertson had a house near me. That's where we played all the time. And we kind of brought it to our kids now too. So our yard in the borough is perfect for football. It's kind of, a big rectangle. We got the garage at the end, counts for home runs. Let me see. So it hits the garage, it's a double, goes on the roof, and it goes off. You don't catch it, it's a home run. If it goes over the garage, it's a home run. So we've done that since they were tiny. We played leagues. It was usually D&D versus the Dinger Squad. D&D was Dan Davis. Dinger Squad was Owen Carter. We would take them out, and we'd keep stats on poster board and everything else. So it was a very, very serious occasion when we played football. The three boys just played last night. We still do it all the time as much as we can. AJ and a couple of the boys were playing today, so football was huge. And I suspect when they start having children, some new leagues will form, and players to come. So I'll make sure when I get into the old folks area, we're going to have an area to play football. There's been many times Chrissy wanted to put something else in the yard. We wanted a shed maybe at one point or a bigger pool, so you're not taking away our football. So, all that stuff was put on hold. We also play in the Jordan McCormick tournament every year for epilepsy. So Chrissy and I are years of different teams that assembled. We've been champions 4 times, runner-ups a couple times. And now Owen is old enough, you have to be 21, so Owen's old enough now. He's played with us the last 2 years. And in 8 years, we'll be able to have a full squad. Because we'll have, everyone will be, AJ will be 21. Chrissy and I will be mid-50s. We should still be able to move and play some football that year. Okay, long enough. Thank you. I would again like to thank you for this honor, as it brought back so many good memories of growing up in sports and reflections and time spent. Thank you.
Family and friends of Jeff Putt, please stand. Okay, our last inductee, Dave Small, 1980 Purchase Line High School graduate. He began his coaching career in 1982 and was head coach at his alma mater from 2000 through 2012. He led his teams to Heritage Conference titles in 2001, 2006, and 2008, and reached the District 6 semifinals each season. He was twice named the All-Gazette Coach of the Year. After he left Purchase Line, he was a highly sought-after assistant coach at programs in the area. As a scholastic athlete, he was an All-Gazette selection in football and basketball, and a state qualifier in track and field. We welcome his induction into the Indiana County Sports Hall of Fame, Dave Small.
I didn't have the paper for my speech, I saw everybody else, and I'm going to just make this low enough for me to sure that that's why it's small. I just jotted down a couple of things. First of all, it's a true honor to be here and to be inducted. It's pretty scary. If you look at the pictures and the names that's been inducted into this Hall of Fame, it truly is a great honor, and it humbles you. Because the names up there are great people. And I didn't consider myself to be that until Mr. Clapp called me and instituted that with me. And, it's truly an honor. I'm blessed to be here. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for my own high school coach. He's a co-worker of mine, and he's my athletic director, Mr. Jim Clapp. Thank you. talked to me after some football games. We had some discussions, and your article was excellent, and you did a fine job. Thank you so much. Being a football coach, especially back in my days and times, it was really challenging to get the kids to perform and work as hard as you can. And by that aspect, I hope that you listen to what Mr. Ferens said here, and that you younger athletes get involved with every sporting event you can do at your schools. Don't just be in one sport, go out for everything you possibly can. Because you're young, and you get old, like me, you can't do those things, you lose that. But do everything you possibly can as a young kid and play at sports. It takes you from young women to young boys and to young men and young women to be out there. So please do that. Please do that. I have so many people I can go on to thank for the things that they've done for me. But the students that we had as athletes, they made who we are. And what we get is what we have for the students that we teach and coach. If it wasn't for them, we wouldn't be where I am right now, because those people dedicated themselves, listened to this little guy, and actually did some of the things that I tried to get them to be tough about, and they did those things. So it's good that they did that, but it wasn't me that did it, it was my assistant coaches as well. All your assistant coaches out there, I know Coach Torrey, I know Coach Rising, and them are out there, they understand the importance it is to have good assistant coaches. Assistant coaches are a very, very important part of any program or any coach's careers that they're going to have. And I was lucky to have very good assistant coaches. One here, my son, Logan, helped me out, did quite a good job for me. I appreciate him. One of my coaches that are here. Also with that, many times you overlook the fact that high school sports is challenging. There's a lot of things that work on kids at different times, different things that go on, because everything you do is on a time schedule. In high school, kids are running everywhere, doing all kinds of things. It's hard to keep them on track. And that's what you need to do as a good coach, is keep things on track, let the kids know that you're there for them, to help them, and make them better people in life. And that's what I hope I did. I wouldn't be here if not for my family, my wife, my kids, Logan, Bertram, Sarah, and Emily. Thank you. My wife, if I don't say this, I would not make it home today. She's very important. She's wine hair. We've been married for 42 years, and she's kept me abreast and kept me on the right direction with things. But if you've ever been to any of our football games or our basketball games at the school, I'm sure you've heard her. Without hearing her in the stands, regardless of what went on. But actually, she kept things going. She knew I was very superstitious. I didn't want things to be any different on every given Friday night, football season. I wanted it to be there and be what it's supposed to be. And she did a good job of keeping that going. My daughter, Emily, she's so upset that I wouldn't allow her to play football because she's a girl. I'm old school. I think the girls should play with the boys football, so I didn't allow her to do that. So her best thing was she did for me. She was my water girl for 12 years. She did great. My other daughter, Sarah, she helped out a little bit whenever Emily was small enough and couldn't carry the waters. Sarah would carry him out for her, and then she got into cheering and different things and went her way with that, so she didn't help on the sidelines quite as much. My two sons had the ability to play for me. It was great to have two kids of your own playing on their own teams, and they did pretty good, but they were under a pretty good microscope too, and I made sure that they did things the right way and was going to be good people in society. They'd look at me and say, well, why don't you tell everybody else that? I said, because they're not my sons, you are. And they got the idea pretty quick. But it truly is an honor, and I do thank you, and I do not want to take any more of your time up. I really do appreciate everyone that's been here, everything that the Indian Sports Hall of Fame has done. Mr. Steve, you got an excellent program going on here, and I surely do appreciate everybody here. May God bless, have safe travels home, and I'm the last one I please. So I hope I do my 5 minutes.
Family and friends of Dave Small, please stand. Let's hear it one more time for not only the inductees, but our honoree, special honoree, scholar athletes. Let's hear it one more time. Just a real quick housekeeping tip. Inductees outside in the hallway, the box, your plaque is there. Please take the box, and there's the newspaper of all you inductees in the ring light is up there. You each get to take one of those as well. So don't forget those on your way out. Again, we're going to conclude this evening's festivities by having Charlie Manzi from Indiana High School come forward for the benediction.
Good evening, everyone. As we close tonight's celebration, let us pause and give thanks to those achievements, dedication, and character of those on our team tonight. Their hard work, leadership, and commitment have left a lasting impact on the community, inspiring future generations to follow in their footsteps. We gather here in Indiana, Pennsylvania, a small town with a big heart. Nights like this remind us exactly why we love the community so deeply. May we remember that nothing on the athlete's highlight reel belongs to them alone. Every great moment was built to sacrifice, trust, commitment, and the belief in others. To the coaches who saw something in us and never let us quit on ourselves or each other. May you know that your investment lives long after the final whistle blows in Indiana County fields, courts, and field decks. To our families who brave Pennsylvania weather and early mornings set up cold bleachers, spend long days in gyms, may you know our appreciation for you is immense. We are grateful for the families, friends, coaches, mentors, and supporters who help make these accomplishments possible. May tonight remind us of the power of perseverance, teamwork, and community pride. May we go on from the place humbled, grateful, and hungry, not for more glory, but for more chance to give back to the community that poured so much into us. Bless this gathering and memories we have shared. May everyone travel home safely, carrying with them the spirit of excellence celebrated here tonight. Amen.
Thanks again for everything this evening, and please drive safely on your route home. Thank you. Congratulations.